ready, Mace?
Party people in the place to be. It's about that time for us to.
Yeah, what you know about going out? Head west, red legs, TVs, all up in the headrest. Trying to live it up, rock jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up. Stick a kid, nigga, what? Jig with a cut, sip crisp, spit it up. Hoes rock, get your nut till I can't get it up. I'm a big man, get this man room. I done hit everything from Cancun to Grand Tune. Why you stand on the wall, hand on your balls, lighting up drugs, always fighting in the club. I'm the reason they made the dress code. To figure out what and why when I'm in my fresh clothes. Dresses I suppose, from my neck to my toes. Neck full of gold, baguettes to my rolls. Rec shows, collect those extra O's. By the E, get a key to the Lex to hold. East, west, every state, come on, bury the hate. Millions, the only thing we in the hurry to make. Whether from the ex-friend, intellect, or bins. Let's begin, bring this BS to an end. Come on.
Bad boy, yeah. You make me feel so good.
Bad
You
boy.
know you make me feel so good. Yeah. You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad
Come on.
boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
You can't understand, we be Waikiki, shipping DP to the TV, look greedy. Little kids see me way out in DC with a Z3 Chrome BBs. They wanna be me. Niggas talking shit, they ought to quit. Unfortunate, they don't see a fourth what I get. And those be the same ones walking while I whip. Just started seeing cars cause they auction it. So while you daydream, mama say they gleam. And I deal with hoes that pose in Maybelline. One time you had it all. I ain't mad at y'all, now give me the catalog. I show you how daddy ball.
That's right.
6 cars and power to fire big stars. Sit up CEO style, smoking on cigars, nigga. It's like y'all be talking funny. I don't understand language of people with short money.
Come on now.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
You make me feel so good.
Come on.
You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad
Yeah.
boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come
I
on.
wouldn't change you if I could.
Dumay's got the ladies. Do Puff drive Mercedes. Take hits from the 80s. But do it sound so crazy?
For me personally, it's nothing personal. I do what work for me, you do what work for you. And I dress with what I was blessed with. Never been arrested for nothing domestic. And I chill the way you met me. With a jet ski, attached to a SC. Smoke my Nestle, no mad rap, ass cat where my check be. Problem with y'all, I said directly.
That's right.
Went from hard to sweet, starved to eat. From no holy shows to menage a suite. Now I be the cat that be hard to meet. Getting head from girls that used to hardly speak.
Come on.
Bad boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know
Bad
you
boy.
make me feel so good.
That's what we do.
Bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Come
I
on.
wouldn't change you if I could.
Let's go.
Bad
Yeah.
boy. You make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good. You know you make me feel so good.
Come on. Don't stop.
Bad boy. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could. I wouldn't change you if I could.
Timbo, Neo, Loso.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself, but baby, you make me better. 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 You make me better.
You plus me, it equal better math. Your boy a good look, but she my better half. I'm already bossing, already flossing, but why have a cake if it ain't got the sweet frosting? You're keeping me on my A game without having to say name. They may flame, but shorty, we burn it up. The sag in my swag, pep in my step. Daddy do the Gucci, mommy in Giuseppe's. Yes, it's a G thing. Whenever we swing, I'ma need Coretta Scott if I'm gonna be king.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself, but baby, you make me better. 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 First things first, I does what I do, but everything I am, she's my improve. I'm already boss. I'm already She give me reason to not stop. And though I'm hot, together we burn it up.
The taped up cut, the cleaned up ice. The shorty come around, I clean up nice. Dynamic duo, Batman Robin. Whoever don't like it, it's that man's problem. And when I feel like I'm tired, mommy be taking me higher. I'm on fire, but shorty, we burn it up.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself, but baby, you make me better. 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 Inside every great man, you can find a woman like a soldier holding him down.
She treats me like a dog, watches for the hit. Checks where I go, even watches who I'm with. The right when I'm wrong, so I never slip. Show me how to move, that's why I never trip. And baby girl, you so major, they should front page ya. God bless the parents who made ya. Middle finger anybody who hate the way we burn it up.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. Mommy, I'm good all by myself, but baby, you make me better. 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 You make me better.
Yeah, baby, them lames you playing with, they gon' put you down. We tryna compliment you, you know? Make it better. Top-notch Tim, nice look Neo, living good Loso. They ask you how you doing now, tell them better than them.
I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together.
All right, folks, how we doing tonight? How are we all doing? All right. We got some stuff to talk about tonight. We're gonna read a little bit of the New York Times, the old gray lady, the paper of record, as leftists would say. We're gonna read a little bit of that today. They got a great article. Looks like we got Steve's Jerky in the chat. Good to see you. Somebody says, LOL, this song on this stream. Well, what can I say? I like the black folk music. All right. I like the black folk music. The singing is dancing is folk around, don't you know? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily want to live in their neighborhood, but I do enjoy their music. Beats the hell out of white people music. That's for fucking sure. Like, good God. Fucking country and shit that the rednecks around here listen to. Holy crap. That is some dog shit. So he says they just found the prototype of the N64 Dinosaur Planet game, which is great to see. Oh, isn't that the one that turned into Star Fox Adventures? The Star Fox game everybody hates because you actually play as Star Fox instead of just flying around in a ship. That's right, anti-lockdown party at Becklaw's house. We know the music will be good. It's good party music. Becklaw bumping the beats, DJ Bulbasaur. I might do another DJ stream again. That was fun. One of the songs y'all requested was good. What was the Devil in Disguise? I can't remember who that was by. Not the old Elvis fucking one, but a newer one. Good song. The rest of the requests I wasn't really feeling. But yeah, we might do another DJ stream. That was fun. I didn't even get through on my whole list. I had a little list of like 40 songs or something like that. And I think we were playing The Fear by Lily Allen, I think actually, as I went back and all. That's the one that got us shut down. So I guess I'll have to avoid that one in the future. That one just gets you shut the fuck down. I might even have deleted it. I don't know. I mean, it got copyright struck to hell and back, but I don't care. I'm not even monetized. You know, if people are, you know, I get my monies off here from the super chats and the, you know, streamlabs.com/thebeckoff, paypal.me/thebeckoff, thebeckoff.store if you want to check out my Amazon wishlist. Cynic and Chief went ahead and got that store domain for me, so it just goes right to my wishlist. So, you know, if you want to donate to the show. But yeah, we might do another one of those. The last one, when I made the list of music, I decided I wanted to do, like, there's certain artists that I adore that I could just fill up the fucking list with. But I was like, no, we're only going to do one song per person. We're not going to, like, you know, I'm a sucker for Mariah Carey. I know, big old, you know, me and my pussy ass pop music, but I'm a sucker for Mariah Carey. And I could just play like fucking 50 fucking Mariah Carey songs I love. Yeah. I even like some boomer music. Like, I'm a sucker for Billy Joel. Billy Joel kicks ass. So he says, did you enjoy Skyward Sword? I've never really played Skyward Sword. I don't think I played it at all, to be honest. I had a Wii, like, when the Wii was new, but I don't think I got Skyward Sword. I think when I got my Wii, because I was getting back into, like, I got back into gaming around 2005, and I got a PS2, and I got a Sega Genesis that same year. And I think, like, the year after that, I found a flea market where people were selling used games. That stand actually ended up growing to the point where it became the retro game stores in my area. You know, it has 3 locations in my counties. But back then, it was just a stand at a flea market. I remember getting, like, a Super Nintendo from them and a bunch of games. And then when the Wii first came out, I was like, well, let's see what's going on with Nintendo. Everybody says the Wii's good. I got the Wii and got, like, Mario Kart on it, which I loved. I got New Super Mario Brothers on it, which the Wii New Super Mario Brothers is my favorite from that series. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. And I remember getting, I think it was Twilight Princess. And I think I just didn't like it. Like, I had played Ocarina of Time a couple years earlier because my girlfriend at the time had an N64. That was the first time I really played through Ocarina of Time. And then when I got the Wii, I got the GameCube little collection that had Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then Zelda 1 and 2 from the NES. I was like, let's see what's up with new Zelda. So I get Twilight Princess, and I think it had been out for a little bit at that point. Because I did end up buying a used copy, but I just got rid of it after a while. I was like, every time I played it, I just felt like I'd rather be playing Ocarina of Time. And God, that's a game that takes forever to get going. Like, okay, Ocarina of Time starts you off in the little, you know, Kokori village and all, but you get out of that as soon as you figure out what you're doing. Like, get a handle of the controls, you know, realize to look around and figure shit out enough to, like, okay, I got to crawl through this hole to get the sword, you know, get enough rupees, get the shield, blah. You can get out of that pretty quickly, you know. That's literally you knowing what you're doing is the only thing holding you back. But like Twilight Princess, didn't you have to like fuck around and like do chores for people for like 18 billion fucking hours before you can even leave the village? It's like, what the fuck do I want to do chores for? Video games are... The whole reason I'm doing video games is I'm procrastinating from actually doing real chores. I don't know. I did not enjoy Twilight Princess. I didn't give it a... You could say I didn't give it a solid shot. Fair enough, but I certainly didn't get into it. And Skyward Sword, I don't think I ever got. But I know it's not very well liked. You know, if the fan, you know, stuff online is anything to go by, which is sometimes a disconnect from reality, it's the most disliked 3D Zelda ever. So yeah, we're gonna make a remake of it. Fuck you, Nintendo. God, that Direct sucked balls. That last Direct sucked balls. Okay, here's Splatoon 3, which that's fine. I'm not really a Splatoon guy, but I can see why people would be. Here's Mario Golf. Okay, fine. I mean, Mario Golf games are usually fun. Here's Skyward Sword remastered. I guess, whatever. And here's a metric fuck ton of weeb bullshit. Of gay fucking weeb bullshit. The gayest of weeb bullshit. So the chat says you might like Holly Go Lightly. Go Lightly. She has a great voice and catchy tunes in an old school genre style. I might check that out. Might check that out then, folks. Oh, yeah, that direct sucked balls. I'm sorry. It was fucking awful. I stand by that. That was a fucking terrible direct. That was bad, and Nintendo should feel bad about it. Yeah, I did not care for that direct at all. I like the one video I saw. What was that? What's that guy's channel called? Donkey something? What is his channel called? Let me check. Because it's pretty good. He'd been around for a while. I just only recently discovered him. Very short, very funny little videos. Video Game Donkey is the channel's name. But yeah, he did a great thing where he's like, what? A little video where he's like watching the stream, and each time he's like, okay, next one's going to be a big announcement, like Metroid Prime 4. We actually got gameplay footage, or but yeah, every time it's like, here's weeb bullshit. And I'm sorry, there's way too much weeb bullshit in Smash now. There's fucking way too much of it. Alright? You don't need 18 billion fucking Fire Emblem characters. You don't need Priya the boob lady, or whatever the fuck her name is. Priya the Animu sword waifu. We don't... And look, I don't even hate the fact that she's there inherently. I hate the fact that she's there over who's not there. You know what I mean? Like we got Sonic, so you obviously got, rights to the Sonic franchise. Let's have Knuckles and Tails. Hell, even Shadow. I know Shadow's a big joke and no one likes him, but hell, so's Sonic at this point. Knuckles and Tails, at least. All right, can we get Knuckles and Tails? We got Mega Man. How about Proto Man? Maybe X and Zero, even. Fuck, I'll take Woodman at this point, okay? Take Airman and Bubble Man at this point. But come on. We got Pac-Man. Mrs. Pac-Man would be an easy fucking Echo Fighter to do. I saw people, we were chatting about this in the Discord, people mentioned stuff like Phoenix Wright. I'd take Phoenix Wright. Yeah, that's kind of Animu-ish, but I know who Phoenix Wright is. Let me put it that way. I don't know. I always kind of thought, and this is clearly, with this game, not what Nintendo does, but I always kind of thought to be a third-party character in Smash, that kind of meant you're iconic. That kind of meant, the video game also. Like, I realize not all the first-party characters are obviously big names, but that's the first-party characters. I'm talking about the third-party characters. To get a third-party slot in Smash, I kind of thought that meant you earned it. You know what I mean? And most of the other characters that they are, Hell, aside from Joker, the least iconic one you could point to is maybe Bayonetta. But I mean, I know who Bayonetta is. Pac-Man, your fucking grandma knows who Pac-Man is, Solid Snake, I know who that is. Cloud. I don't like Final Fantasy fucking at all. I know who Cloud is. I'd recognize Cloud out of the corner of my eye. But yeah, there's too much of that shit, man. Think of who's not in Smash that easily could be. First of all, we had to wait how long for a third Donkey Kong Country character? But we got like a dozen Fire Emblem motherfuckers. Again, you got the rights to Sonic. So, it can't be too much more to get Tails, Knuckles, Shadow. Fuck, I'll take Blaze the goddamn cat. I'll take the big fat cat from Sonic Adventure. Big the cat. Yeah, I'll take Big the Cat over some of these fucking animal bullshit. You know, I mean, Shovel Knight would be great. Shantae would be great. You know, fucking Crash Bandicoot with the big comeback that he's had recently. And don't even tell me like, oh, you're just nostalgic. I didn't own a PS1. I don't even particularly like Crash Bandicoot games. Okay, I think Crash Bandicoot is overrated as fuck. That said, though, I know who Crash Bandicoot is. I don't know who this Priya is. I do not fucking know who that is. I don't even know what the fuck game she's from. Octopath or something? Is it Octopath or is it Xenoblade? I can't even fucking remember which one of the gay weeb games she's from. And it's not that I dislike some of these Animu swordsman fuckers in this game. One of the things I always liked about Smash is the insane variety of characters and tones represented. It's just you're leaning too fucking heavily on it. Think of it this way. You know how Mortal Kombat always throws all these fucking 80s action star characters in there for no fucking reason, even though they don't belong? Like here's Terminator and RoboCop and Rambo and shit like that. Imagine if the next Mortal Kombat game was like all that. And there were like 6 actual fucking Mortal Kombat characters in it. Might be kind of annoying. Yeah, there's so many other characters I wish were in there. Bomberman. Why is Bomberman only an assist trophy, but fucking Tuxedo Mask from Persona is in here? What else? I mean, shit, if you were going to go with obscure characters nobody's fucking heard of, how about Vector Man or fucking Rocket Knight? Those are personal favorites of mine. I'm not going to argue they're iconic by any stretch, but I guarantee you can get a more interesting moveset out of either one of them than fucking Priya the sword boob lady. Somebody in the Discord was giving me shit because I once suggested Qbert would be more iconic than a bunch of these Animu characters. And look, I'm not a big Qbert fan, and I freely admit that the character that only jumps and has no arms might not be the easiest to make a moveset for. But I guarantee you more people in this fucking world know who Qbert is than fucking Priya or whatever her name is. Nintendo works in mysterious ways. It's not for us to question Nintendo's infinite wisdom. That's right, chat. Says you're in good company. Brianna Wu, Reset Era, and Leafin all crying too. I don't know who Reefin is. But I mean, I'm not crying because, oh, it's a hot chick. We got fucking Bayonetta in there. You know, I mean, fine, cool. Let me put it this way. I'll replace one of the random Fire Emblem sword dudes with this boob lady sword chick. That's fine. I'm just saying maybe we don't need to lean so fucking heavily on the Animu bullshit. Again, compared to who's not there, like Spyro the Dragon. We could add Spyro the Dragon. You know, we could add Crash Bandicoot. You know? Hell, of these DLC characters, the Piranha Plant is actually a pretty interesting one. I like playing as him. And he was actually free if you got the game before the Christmas it came out or something. And Banjo-Kazooie is another one that I think absolutely deserves to be there. And again, no actual direct nostalgia for Banjo-Kazooie. I don't think I've ever even played any fucking Banjo-Kazooie ever. But that definitely belongs in there more than fucking something from Xenoblade. And I'll tell you what, the one that I flat out was like, this is getting ridiculous. I still contend that Joker just doesn't fucking belong there. I said, Spyro and Crash aren't there? Especially with the fucking comebacks they've had lately. Yeah. Fucking shameful, man.
Have you heard of Jesus?
The competitive man donates $5. Thank you very much for that. Says, don't know if you saw, but looks like Wall Street's bets and Wall Street Silver hope to cause a physical squeeze in the silver market. Rumor is if they take 100 million ounces of silver off the market, there will be chaos. That's interesting. I mean, I'm not enough. I can't really comment on that more than, okay, cool. You know, good. Hope they fucking, good for them. Have fun storming the castle. So he says, I still think Crash is very likely one of the last slots. I doubt it at this point. I fucking doubt it. At this point, I'm beginning to, it's going to be Goku or Naruto. Like Donkey said, it's gonna be fucking James from the Pokemon anime. Which actually would be a better fit than fucking Tuxedo Mask from the Persona games. That's the other reason I love Smash, is because it's so many old school fucking characters. You have the types of characters you don't generally see in a fighting game. You know? You don't generally see a bunch of goofy fucking cartoon animals and monsters fighting each other in a game. It's generally fucking, you know, realistically proportioned people in every fucking fighting game. So, you know, when Smash just turns into that, when it just turns into Fire Emblem, the fighting edition, like, it's whatever. If y'all Pocky Chompers fucking like it, good for you. I'm going to... At the rate this is going, I don't think I'm picking up the next fucking Smash Brothers. Like, I'll just pass. Just leave me to my Mario Kart. Which, probably at this point, Mario Kart's going to become a better representation of Smash Brothers. I guarantee you Mario Kart 9 is probably just Nintendo All-Stars Racing at this point. So there is already chaos. Well, there is. That's true. But let's take a look at an article from the good folks over at the New York Times. So we have an article from the New York Times. We're going to get this nice and centered here. You know, show some respect. It is the New York Times, after all. It's a paper of record. According to every faggy liberal. Opinion. Don't go down the rabbit hole. Critical thinking, as we're taught to do, isn't helping in the fight against misinformation. By Charlie Warzel. Let that thing sink in, by the way. Let that fucking sink in. Somebody says we're never getting Mario Kart 9 on the Switch because 8 Deluxe just won't stop selling. I mean, that, look, I know it's kind of ported over from the Wii U, but, you know, we're just porting everything over from the Wii U and acting like it didn't exist. It's pretty much one Mario Kart per console, for better or worse. I mean, we're not going to get a Mario Kart 2 or Mario Kart 9 until Switch 2, whatever that's called. All right. For an academic, Michael Caulfield has an odd request. Stop overthinking what you see online. Mr. Caulfield, a digital literacy expert at Washington State University, Vancouver, knows all too well that at this very moment, more people are fighting for the opportunity to lie to you than at perhaps any other point in human history. Misinformation rides the greased algorithm rails of powerful social media. Yeah, it does, but not in the way you're arguing. Uh, Powerful social media platforms and travels at velocities and volumes that make it nearly impossible to stop. That alone makes information warfare an unfair fight for the average internet user. But Mr. Caulfield argues that the deck is stacked even further against us. The way we're taught from a young age to evaluate and think critically about information is fundamentally flawed and out of step with the chaos of the current internet. We're taught that in order to protect ourselves from bad information, we need to deeply engage with the stuff that washes up in front of us, Mr. Caulfield told me recently. He suggests that the dominant mode of media literacy, if kids get taught any at all, is that you'll get imperfect information and then use reasoning to fix that somehow. But in reality, that strategy can completely backfire. In other words, resist the lure of rabbit holes, in part by reimagining media literacy for the internet hellscape we occupy. Imagine looking at the internet right now and thinking that, dissident opinions aren't censored enough. It's often counterproductive to engage directly with content from an unknown source. And people can be led astray by false information. This sounds like a religious fucking cult. Like, don't listen to the unbeliever, you'll be led astray. Influenced by the researcher Sam Weinberg. I'm hearing an echo. I don't know. It might be a problem with my audio. I thought I heard a little bit of an echo when I said Weinberg. A professor at Stanford, and Sarah McGrew, an assistant professor at the University of Maryland. McCaulfield argued that the best way to learn about a source of information is to leave it and look elsewhere, a concept called lateral reading. Yes, you should always go check with CNN to make sure everything's okay. To make sure it's okay. That's definitely what you want to do. Somebody in the chat says we need a Sonic and Mario crossover game that's not an Olympics thing. I would love a crossover, like actual 2D platformer from those franchises. That would be amazing. Look, I mean, it could be. Who knows? It could be just a fucking disaster. But it easily could be amazing. Anyways, for instance, imagine you were visiting Stormfront, a white supremacist message board, to try and cover racist claims in order to debunk them. Even if you see through the horrible rhetoric, at the end of the day, you gave that place however many minutes of your time, Mr. Caulfield said. Even with good intentions, you run the risk of misunderstanding something, because Stormfront users are way better at propaganda than you. You won't get less racist reading Stormfront critically, but you might be overloaded by information and overwhelmed. Just admit it. You might have your opinion changed if you actually read Stormfront. Wow, that's pretty based, New York Times. It's pretty based and red-pilled of you to say. Oh. Wow. This is bad. This is so fucking... Like, I understand, New York Times, that you're all a bunch of evil fucking satanic, blood-drinking, Moloch-worshipping pedophiles, and that you're just trying to summon Gozer and destroy the world. I get that. But you couldn't... You can't even try to hide it anymore? Oh. This isn't the mask is slipping. The mask fell off. And the rain washed it down into the gutter. The goal of disinformation is to capture attention, and critical thinking is deep attention, he wrote in 2018. People learn to think critically by focusing on something and contemplating it deeply, to follow the information's logic and inconsistencies. The natural human mindset is a liability in an attention economy. It allows grifters, conspiracy theorists, trolls, and savvy attention hackers to take advantage of us and steal our focus. Whenever you give your attention to a bad actor, you allow them to steal your attention from better treatments of an issue and give them the opportunity to warp your perspective, Mr. Clawfield wrote. And this is Mr. Clawfield. Doesn't that just look like the kind of guy who would say this? Wow. This is something special. Well, one way to combat this dynamic is to change how we teach social media literacy. Internet users need to learn that our attention is a sacred commodity. Again, it sounds like a religious cult. Don't even pay attention to the unbelievers. They will lead you astray. This really just sounds like it is amazing how much the cult of the modern leftist truly does sound like a religious zealot in the worst possible ways. In 2016, Mr. Clawfield met Mr. Weinberg, who suggested modeling the process after the way professional fact checkers assess information. Professional fact checkers. Yeah, we should all be thinking more like Snopes. Mr. Clawfield refined the practice into 4 simple principles. Stop. Investigate the source. Find better coverage. Trace claims, quotes, and media to the original context, otherwise known as SIFT. Mr. Clawfield walked me through the process using an Instagram post from Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a prominent anti-vaccine activist, falsely alleging a link between the human papilloma vaccine and cancer. If this is not a claim where I have depth of understanding, then I want to stop for a second. And before going any further, just investigate the source. Okay, that's literally a logical fallacy. Like, I understand, you're less inclined to believe something from a source you do not believe is trustworthy. I understand that. But truth is truth, okay? And discrediting the source is not the same thing as discrediting the claim. The worst human being that ever lived, the most pathological liar that ever stood on this fucking planet could tell you that 2 and 2 is 4, and it's still fucking 4. Is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. the best unbiased source of information about the vaccine? I'd argue no, and that's good enough to know we should probably just move on. Well, no, if he's not a trustworthy source, then you don't necessarily believe him. But if the logic behind his claim seems kind of sound, then maybe you should investigate it. God, and this goes on and on. Who is this cunt? Wow, how is this so long? Why does this article need to be this fucking long? Well, you know what? I'm going to take their advice. And because the New York Times is a shitty source full of Moloch-worshipping, blood-drinking pedophiles, I'm going to disregard this information any further. There we go. Oh, Lordy. They are promoting ad hominem, attack the person, not the argument. Yeah, no shit. This article is one big oof. Yeah, imagine writing that and thinking you're really persuading people. Basically, that's trying to plug a leak in the dam. Like telling all their fucking NPCs, no, don't look at him, Billy. I don't want you to be influenced. Oh. So he says you have to get to the best part where they're talking about using Wikipedia as a way to verify a source. Well, there you go, folks. Always check with Wikipedia first. Well, personally, I like to check with Snopes. I like to go to Snopes to see if a claim is valid or not. That's where you get the real fact checking. Or sometimes I just go right on Facebook and I post it on Facebook and I see if the fact checkers on Facebook disagree with it. And then we just go with that. Just go with that. It's a good way to check. See if everything's all good. So what are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do tonight? Go watch some bullshit. Let's see. Let's see what Cooking with Jack is up to. We can see what Cooking with Jack is up to. We could check out, say, I don't know, Wood Rocket, or find our good friends over at Wood Rocket. They haven't posted in months, though. I think Wood Rocket is just a dead channel now. I think they're just a dead channel. What's up with Wood Rocket? Yeah, 6 months ago was the last time they posted. I think Wood Rocket's just a dead channel. I don't know. Maybe the guy who runs it just died of AIDS. That's right, chat. Pay no attention to that long-nosed man behind the curtain. Yeah, no new Wood Rocket. Sorry to say. I wonder if there's related channels to Wood Rocket. We never checked out. Good God. Okay, so the related channels to Wood Rocket, the subscriptions I guess Wood Rocket has, is Damn Draws, which I never heard of, which has 90 subscribers. Bad Lip Reading. Philip DeFranco. What's up, you beautiful bastards? Philip the Jump Cut. I don't know. We could check out good friend Cooking with Jack. We could see what Cooking with Jack is up to. Jack's arm update. We have an update on Jack's dead arm. His fucking action figure arm. I love that Jack has an action figure arm now. It's amazing. His hand is always stuck in this gripping pose. Like, it looks like an action figure, like, where you're supposed to put, like, a gun or a sword in it, like, whatever weapon they come with. Jack's hand, Jack stroked himself into having kung fu grip. It's amazing. So he says, what about that southern cooking woman that struggles to breathe? Maybe she's still around if she hasn't killed over from the diabetes. I can't remember what her name was. I know who you're talking about. I can't remember. Like, she made those, like, giant peanut butter fudge balls or something for Christmas. That I'm sure are like 8,000 calories in a single one. I want to get the update on Jack's arm, though. I want to know what's going on with Jack's arm. So let's check that out. So here's what's going on with Jack's arm, folks. I want to know.
All right, guys, so this is the new glove. This is from a company called Sabo. And I contacted them because my buddy James told me that they're doing a lot of work with a lot of stroke patients. So the first device they gave me, we're going to be showing you a few devices, okay? So this is the first device, and it's called the Sabo Stretch. It says right here. I don't know if it's a stretch. Yeah, it does.
So he has to wear this glove. I'm sorry, this is so mean. He has to wear this glove to not have his fucking hand in the kung fu grip pose. He has to fucking strap his hand. You could have just taped your hand down to a piece of wood, though. He has to fucking... Actually, that'd be better. Then next time he wants to beat the shit out of his son, he can be like, don't make me slap you with my stroke hand. I have a fucking 2x4 tied to it. Oh, this is so fucking mean, but goddamn. It looks like part of the anti-masturbation cross. Is that a fucking thing? Is that a fucking thing? Did those trads come up with like a cross they tie themselves onto to not jack off? I don't know why they don't just buy those fucking cock cages that the cucks have. Can we try to meme all the no-nut guys into all those fucking trads that go on about how they don't touch their peener? Can we try to meme them into wearing fucking chastity devices like actual cucks? Can we do that? That would be amazing. If that becomes the new trad, the fucking trad thing. If all of Nick Fuente's fans are walking around in chastity cages. Anti-masturbation cross is a real thing. Well, shit, I know what we're looking at after we get our update on Jack's arm.
Okay? And it holds my hand straight. You know how, like, stroke victims, their hand wants to curl up. Over the past 2 years, my hand's been kind of curled, and all the tendons and all the muscles are used to that, and they kind of form to that. So this is teaching my hand to be straight again. So what it does is it stretches out all the tendons and all the muscles, and
you see what fucking Aunt Myrna's party cheese salad does to you? It's no joke, folks.
Wear this, like, I think like 6 hours a day is what I'm wearing it at, okay? And you wear it every day for about 6 hours, and it retrains your hand to be in a natural position again. That's what this does, the Sabo Stretch. So it's stretching my fingers back out. And it's interesting, it's easier and easier every time I wear this thing. First time I wore it, my fingers got really sore because they wanted to curl, and the Sabo Stretch prevents it from curling, and so now my fingers are finally getting trained to staying stretched. They're starting to get used to it. This device has been working on me. If you know anybody who's suffering regarding stroke, this is the device to look into. Later on, we'll show you another glove that they're sending me that'll put electrical impulses through my arm and through my hand, and that's exciting. But this is the first step into getting my hand back to normal. So this is straightening it out. These straps are perfectly positioned. This thumb strap keeps my thumb straight, keeps it from curling in, everything. And then there's plates, different tension plates that go right in here that you can
this poor bastard.
Bend a little bit that will keep your hand stretched more and more depending on wherever your comfort level is. So I'm really impressed.
This poor motherfucker. Look what he's done to himself. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, so anti-masturbation cross. Is going to lose his ability to hold plastic weapons. I know, right? He's not going to be able to hold a fucking sword after this. How is he going to help the Ninja Turtles save April if he can't hold his sai and his nunchuck? Oh, lordy. Oh, God. So, anti-masturbation cross. We'll see if we got any YouTube on this. Okay, so this is a YouTube video on this, but I'm not sure if this is real or not. So let's watch this video.
Yo, what is up guys, it's your boy Trevor back at it again today, bringing you guys another video. Now really quick, the shortages for uploads, actually I have very good reason about it. I've been very busy with school recently, dude. I have finals now and everything is getting better. I believe he ended up showing me the website and I never thought anything of it, but you know, I feel like this would add a little bit of comedy with the recent issue.
What is this? Like, dislike is like dead even. What's his comments? No comments, okay.
is going on with my life and a lot of stress that's been happening.
I don't
feel
care
like it
about
would
your life. Get to the fucking
really
point.
know if this website is 100% legitimate or not. I get it has the .org, so I don't know
Well,
if
it
all
must be real
.org
then.
sites are legitimate, but I don't fucking know. But pretty much, as you can tell, anti-masturbation site for some
I
odd
think
reason.
this is fake.
It might be a legitimate Christian site.
Okay, come on.
All right.
Skip ahead.
Placeholders. Damage to the nerve. Who has been volcanic eruptions in my anti-masturbation cross. Safely train your children to keep their hands off their dangerous sin zones. Ah! I just imagine my dad coming into my room, busting down my fucking
This
door,
is
catching me
fake.
jerking off, and
This is fake. No, come on. I want to say this is fake. Like, I mean, he's obviously looking at a real site, but it's a parody site. That's fake. That's fake. Now, in all fairness, though, I once thought that, Catholics actually thinking Mary was sinless, and didn't have other children after Jesus. I used to think that's fake. So, I mean, I could see somebody that actually fucking thinks that's real. But, no, I think that's fake. Don't get me wrong. These fucking trads aren't too far off from this. As with any parody, it's ever so slightly hard to tell. So what else we got going on? What else can we watch? See. We've already watched a bunch of these fucking Wood Rocket things, which are pretty fucking horrifying. I don't know, man. I don't know what else to watch tonight. As is always the case, I didn't really have a plan coming on here. The plan was just to fuck around. So it says that this cross would make a pretty good dominatrix. So I was, I've been in weirder restraints. I'm just gonna say that. We'll just leave it at that, shall we? Oh man, what should we watch? What kind of goofy bullshit should we take a look at? Man, I don't know, guys. Man, just not really finding a lot tonight. What do y'all think, chat? I mean, I guess we could watch some Cooking with Jack, Norm Macdonald clips. That's not a bad idea, actually. God, Norm Macdonald was funny as fuck. Let's see. Yeah, we might do some Norm Macdonald clips. That's not a bad idea. Let's see. Let's check out Norm Macdonald. There's a good channel that does a lot of clips of him. I'm not Norm. Yeah, that's the one. Let's see. What was a good one? I mean, there's the legendary one where he was on The View. That was great. Norm Macdonald's Larry King stuff was pretty good. Norm Macdonald as a black man. Norm Macdonald forgot to wipe his ass. The hell? Jokes about rape. That might be good. Search for 80s, 90s cartoon intros, 80s, 90s commercials. You know what? That's not a... You know what? Let's check out... We didn't really do this last time. Let's watch some G.I. Joe PSAs.
Have you heard of Jesus?
Wow. DZD donated $3. Thank you very much for this terrible fucking content. I appreciate that. Let's see. Alright, so we got a bunch of G.I. Joe PSAs. I think we were halfway through this a while back. Scarlet can get it, that's for sure.
At present, you could do more harm than good.
What should we do?
If you can, wait for your...
Hang on a second. You know, I've taken to reporting ads. I don't have ad blocker. I know, you should have ad blocker. Well, I don't, so eat my ass. But I've taken to reporting ads. That's always fun. Because I find all the ads very inappropriate. I don't think they should be there, so.
Neighbor for help.
Hey, Mom's home.
Now you'll get help.
And now we know what to do next time.
And knowing is half the battle.
I don't remember what the black guy's name was.
You okay?
My nose is bleeding. Put your head back.
That's the wrong play.
Footloose.
Pinch your nose closed and lean forward. If it doesn't stop in 5 minutes, we'll pack your nose with gauze and pinch it closed for 10 more minutes. If it's still bleeding, then see a doctor.
The bleeding stopped. Now we know how to stop a nosebleed.
And knowing is half the battle.
Is that really important? I just love the idea that these fucking... these guys working in this elite anti-terrorist unit spend their free time going up to strange children and lecturing them. Now we're going to hear about how you shouldn't pet the dog. Pardon me.
Nice doggy. Here, boy, come on. Hi, fella. Hey!
Don't run.
What?
Walk away slowly.
He tried to bite me.
Never try to pet an animal you don't know. He may be lost, sick, or scared.
You mean he might be dangerous?
That's right. If we don't know, we leave him alone.
And we don't get bit. Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
It's getting dark. Slow down. It's hard to see. Look out, a car.
Fucking stupid kids.
Dusty, we didn't see ya.
And I couldn't see you. No wonder you don't have reflectors. They tell drivers where you are.
I see what you mean.
Remember, if you have to ride when it's getting dark, have the right equipment.
And wear bright clothes. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
Somebody in the chat says he shoots the dog. Well, he's a cop. He's not a cop, so he's not going to shoot the dog.
Come on, throw it! Ow! Hey, I was saved! Ow! Let's get him!
Hold on
They're going to fight.
Sure, they started it. We did not.
Well, fighting won't stop it. When people disagree, sometimes they need someone who's not involved to settle things.
Johnny could He's not rooting for either team.
Good thinking. Instead of fighting when you disagree, look for a better way.
Yeah, if you and Cobra should just chat it out.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
I'm running away from home. My parents are mean. Where'll you go? I'm not sure, but I'll show them.
That's right. You'll show them how mean you can be.
Shipwreck.
Why are you out here in the middle of the woods? I love the setup for this. Like, they're in the middle of the woods. Nowhere near anywhere else. Which, why they're meeting there in the first place is insane. And then here's this fucking gay pirate. The fucking guy from the Village People is there to lecture you.
Isn't it better to try to solve problems instead of running away from them?
I could try talking to my parents again.
Yeah, tell them how you feel. And remember, running away.
It leads nowhere. Now I know. And knowing is half the battle.
So why were you out in the middle of the woods, shipwreck? Oh, I was meeting my gay lover out here. You kids need to scram. Either get out of here or stay and get weird.
G.I. Joe.
Strike three!
How can you miss that? I quit.
You don't see the real problem.
Ripcord.
Having your eyes tested may clear things up.
Just watching children play baseball on his day off. By the way, the reason these are even in G.I. Joe episodes is because back then there were all sorts of goddamn government wanted to regulate children's cartoons. Oh, we don't feel it's appropriate to have a 22-minute commercial for toys disguised as a show. So it has to be educational. So the guys that wrote G.I. Joe were like, okay, fine, fuck you. We're just going to do a 22-minute toy commercial. And then at the end, there's going to be these really weird fucking PSAs.
Great game.
Don't avoid a problem, meet it.
And feed it. Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
The other half, by the way, is violence. Is committing terrible violence against your opponent.
Hey, watch this. You're gonna pull that alarm? Why not? It'll be fun.
That kind of fun can cost a life.
Barbecue.
Oh no, it's a robot.
Bombs are no joke. They keep firefighters away from the real action. And in this business, a few seconds can mean the difference between life and death. Remember, a firefighter's job is to fight fires.
Not answer false alarms. Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Stop being a little peckerhead.
Let's get out of here.
I'm staying. I'm not a scaredy cat.
No, but you could be a dead cat.
Why were you under there?
Swim to shore.
Watching these two young boys swim. There's more questions than answers here. I'm very uncomfortable with the G.I. Joe people now. He's just hiding in the water, watching these two boys from under there. How long were you there? Why were you there? Good God.
At even the hint of a thunderstorm, get right out of the water.
Thanks. Your advice is electrifying.
If this happens again, you'll know what to do.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
This is gonna be the best looking bike in the block. I don't feel so good.
Hey, Ezra, don't you know you're not supposed to use spray paints without lots of fresh air?
Dial tone.
All paints, and especially spray paints.
His name is Dial Tone.
If you breathe too much, you can
I
get...
forgot about the... He's got a giant phone on him. He's got a giant communicator, and they call him Dial Tone. It's so stupid.
very sick.
We didn't know.
Always read the label carefully and check for warnings before you start any job.
Wouldn't hurt to wear these masks either. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Boy, am I hungry. What do you want? Maybe I'll get an apple. An apple? Let's buy some candy.
By the way, this guy just opened someone's garage for no reason. Like, he had no way of knowing what was going on in there. Unless, what, did he have his ear to the fucking garage door listening to their conversation? Hey, you kids need to do this. Why are you in my house?
Hold on, fellas.
Lifeline.
Listen to your friend Terrell. He's got the right idea.
Yeah, you never catch an NBA player eating a candy bar for a game.
A candy bar might give you a quick boost of energy, but after 20 minutes, you'll feel run down. So let's eat smart.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Oh, these were so bad. I love them.
Way to go! Follow me! Nice bike! Thanks, want a ride? Sure, got a helmet? A helmet? What are you, some kind of wimp?
What are you, a fag?
No, I just...
And he died.
Just using common sense.
BJ! Cross country!
That was a close call. You all right?
His name is BJ.
Thanks.
These ATVs have as much power as a real motorcycle. You gotta respect them.
And wear helmets for protection. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
I don't know who most of these characters are.
Hey, great tree.
But I used to watch this when I was a
Building in
kid.
2 days, and I didn't even follow any plans.
You dumbass.
Hold on! Whoa! Gotcha! Quick kick! I guess I was in too big of a hurry.
Remember, anything worth doing is worth planning. If you don't plan,
You're out on a limb. Now I know.
and knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! Ollie, Ollie, action free! Hey, where's John?
What's all the excitement?
He's getting molested by a G.I. Joe guy.
John, he was heading that way.
Oh no. Check that old refrigerator.
Thanks, Ricondo.
Remember, never get in anything that could close up and trap you.
Like an old trunk or an abandoned refrigerator. Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
How weak is that kid that he couldn't push the refrigerator door open? He's just in there suffocating.
Look, the storm knocked down that big wire. Hey, let's jump our bikes over it. Now, we
Wow.
gotta move it off the road.
That's incredibly stupid even for a kid. Hey, look, a live wire. It's actually fucking sparking with blue lightning shooting out of it. Let's go shove it up our ass. That sounds fucking fantastic.
No, you better leave that power line right where it is.
You stupid
There's
white
enough
boys.
Electricity there to fry an elephant.
We didn't think it was dangerous.
You'd have found out too late. Remember, never play around electrical wires or you could be playing with fire.
You didn't think it was dangerous. You honkies as dumb as the day is long.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe! See ya!
And he died.
Help me! Somebody help me! Torpedo!
Keep cool! Use your head, don't lose it! Open and close your legs like a scissor. Keep up a steady rhythm. Now cup your hands downward and move them in a figure 8 motion.
I'm treading water!
You got it! Never play around water alone.
Now I
Especially
know.
if you can't
And
swim,
knowing
you
is half the
retard.
battle.
G.I. Joe!
Stay close, Tony, so you don't get lost.
Hey, look at that.
And he immediately did the
I can do
opposite.
that. Hey, Mike! Where are you? Mike!
Hey, take it easy.
But I lost my brother and...
Stay calm. Think.
Stay
Where
calm.
did you see him last?
Why don't you come into my van?
If it doesn't come back, ask a policeman for help.
Hey, it's Alpine and my scared brother.
It's not scary being lost if you don't lose your head. Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
He molested all three of them.
Look at all the people. Billy, what's the matter?
Billy! My friend passed out.
Help me get him up.
Never lift the head of a person who's...
Okay, somebody in the chat says old refrigerators had a locking mechanism, so someone inside would not be able to open it. What the fuck do you need a locking mechanism on a fucking refrigerator for? I don't think I've never seen a refrigerator that had a fucking lock on it. You must be a lot older than me. Because I've never fucking seen that.
fainted.
Airtight.
Keep him flat and raise his legs. Now loosen his clothes and use
Now
a
take
wet
his
cloth.
clothes off.
What happened?
You passed out. Remember, if someone faints,
Never lift their head.
you got it.
Now we know.
And knowing's half the battle.
But why did this seemingly healthy child faint? I think we need to get to the bottom of that. Oh. Don't wander off, and the kid immediately does the opposite. Oh, Lordy. Good old G.I. Joe. Duke of Tumwater says, just joined after a long-ass snowshoe trip. My legs are insanely sore. Sorry you had to wander out in the snow. Hopefully whichever G.I. Joe is snow-related showed up to help you with useful information. I don't know, what was the snow one? Was there a snow G.I. Joe? John Steele says, this is true. If you threw it out, you were supposed to remove the door. Why did refrigerators have locks? Why was that a thing? Were they trying to keep Movie Bob's ancestor out? What the fuck was the point of the lock? If you didn't lock your refrigerator up, Movie Bob's fucking grandfather would break into your house and eat all your food. That's news to me. I learned something today. Now I know. And knowing is half the battle. Oh, what was the G.I. Joe that was snow related? I want to know. I could kind of picture him in my head. I'm sure it was like Snow Job. Now that I'm thinking, it was probably Snow Job. Snowcat.
Have you heard of Jesus?
No, Snowcat was the name of the vehicle. The snow-related G.I. Joe was Frostbite. Now I know. Okay. And knowing is half the battle. Duke of Tumwater sends $1 and says, are E. Michael Jones and Owen Benjamin autistic? E. Michael Jones is almost certainly autistic. Owen Benjamin is, he's possibly autistic, but he's also, I don't know, like a psychopath? I don't know exactly what's wrong with him, but... somebody says the Refrigerator Safety Act in 1956 made locking refrigerators illegal. I still don't understand why refrigerators need to be locked. Who's breaking into your house to raid your fridge? Like, somebody's already broken past the lock on your door. If they're in your house... I don't know. I really don't understand why anyone, when they're like, we've done it, guys. We've created this device to store food in, which will keep it cold, allowing it to remain fresher longer. You know what? You should probably put a lock on that. Chat says, G.I. Joe was a franchise that deserved better movies. It really did. I remember seeing the 2009 movie in the theaters, and I was, I thought it would be good, because it's like, it's fucking G.I. Joe. It's easy to do. It should be easy to translate into a movie. Boy, was it bad. The one after that, a couple years after that, wasn't too bad. It wasn't particularly great. But it wasn't as bad as the 2009 one. God, the 2009 one was fucking rough. Yeah, I still don't really understand why refrigerators need locks. But yeah, I would think you'd be able to get a couple good, solid live-action movies out of G.I. Joe. I really would. The first Transformers movie wasn't all that bad. Certainly was better than it had any right to be. So he says, I refer to it as a locking mechanism, but it meant it could not be opened from the inside. The style was called locking. Oh, it's probably just a latch on the door now that I'm thinking about it. I'm stupid. Probably just a fucking latch like a door, but there's no handle on the other side. I see. I'm just imagining it fucking locking. Like there's a fucking padlock on it or some shit. I see. Okay, I'm stupid. But okay, we solved the mystery of the lock-in refrigerator. Somebody says they're doing a Snake Eyes solo movie. I mean, that has the potential to be good. Like, in concept, I'm not necessarily expecting it to be. You know what I think are better than people give them credit for? The Michael Bay TMNT movies. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm going to unpopular opinion time. I'm not saying they're great. Especially the first one. First one's actually kind of fucking boring. But the second one, Out of the Shadows, where it's kind of like Krang and the Technodrome and Bebop and Rocksteady and fucking the guy from Arrow is Casey Jones. That one's actually pretty fucking good. I like that one. Like, yeah, I don't like how the turtles look. Their faces look fucking disturbing. I know. And it's hard to get past that. But if you do get past that, it's not bad. And I actually kind of like the way they have, like, they're wearing, like, it looks like samurai armor made from trash. That's very Ninja Turtles. I like that a lot. That's a cool look. Like, yeah, they look like big fucking hulking monsters, and I'm not fond of that. But there's a lot to like about that movie. Like, Krang and the Technodrome's cool. Hell, I even like fucking Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman. That works surprisingly well. So, yeah, I think that movie is a lot better than people give it credit for. I mean, it's not as good as the old 1990 Ninja Turtles movie. But it's probably just as good as Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze when you get right down to it. It's certainly not as bad as Ninja Turtles 3. We go back in time to Japan for some reason. It says, of course you'd like the second one. As your boyfriend, Stephen Amellin. I like that actor. You know, I had quite the Arrow boner for a long time. And, though in all fairness, I've only ever really seen him in Arrow and Casey Jones. I saw him briefly in some shitty fucking show my dad was watching called Heartland. It's some, like, Canadian show about, like, cowboys on a ranch or something. I don't know. It's fucking lame. But he was briefly in that before he was in Arrow. But yeah, TMNT Out of the Shadows is not bad. Is it great? No, not by a long shot. But it's not... everyone acts like it's the fucking worst thing ever. Again, I get it. The design of the turtles is pretty fucking off-putting. But if you get past that, you got a decent enough flick there. Alrighty. Well, I think we're about done here. I think we've done enough damage for tonight. Let's see. I don't know if I'll do a stream tomorrow night. Maybe. Who knows? But that's probably about it for tonight. I want to thank you all for watching. If you like the show and you want to support the show, you're not listening live, streamlabs.com/thebeckoff. You can send a donation when I'm not live, and I will see it when I am live. And go ahead and read it. I'm just checking right now, make sure there's not any that I missed, and there's not. And paypal.me/thebeckoff, and thebeckoff.store if you want to check out my Amazon wishlist.